What's going on, guys? This is John Zakari, and today is Thanksgiving. Well, at least I hope it is by the time this goes up. And as we stuff our faces with turkey once again in preparation for the battle royale that is Black Friday, one thing is for certain: the holiday shopping season has begun. And while Thanksgiving is traditionally an American holiday, much of the world has holidays coming up in December, which means millions of games and consoles are going to be sold over the next month. And many consumers are going to have to make their Sophie's choice between the Wii U, Xbox One, and PS4. Now, full disclosure, I own all three systems and feel each one has their merits as well as problems. But most debates, either online or on TV, seem to center around the PS4 and the Xbox One, leaving consumers uninformed about the Wii U. That's why I want to discuss why those looking for a new gaming console this holiday season may want to go with the Wii U. Now, before I get started, fanboys be warned that what comes next is not just blind praise. I am going to go over what I feel are the positives as well as the negatives of the console. So sit back, unbuckle those pants, let the tryptophan kick in, and let's talk about the Wii U. Let's actually start with the system's biggest downsides: its lack of power compared to its competitors, and an even greater lack of third-party support. Essentially, if you're looking to play major third-party AAA games like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed, you won't find them on Wii U. And you're not going to see games that push out graphics with crazy levels of realism and detail. But you are going to find some of the best gameplay and visuals that aren't available anywhere else. Now you might be saying, wait, you just said the big games aren't coming to Wii U, and it's not powerful, so how could the second statement be true? Well, that's because no one, and I mean no one, knows how to make games like Nintendo. And they're creating partnerships with other developers who share their vision for great game making. In terms of visuals, look at a game like the recently released Assassin's Creed Unity. That boasted amazing graphics, but when played, consisted of dropped frame rates and tons of texture pop-in that took away from the experience. Now compare that to something like, say, Mario Kart 8, which sports cartoony, simple graphics that run in HD at a smooth 60 frames per second. Assassin's Creed may be graphically superior, but it doesn't look as good in motion, which frankly is an important part of video games. This to me makes Mario Kart 8 the far greater visual experience. Gameplay-wise, Nintendo has always been a standout developer, providing games that appeal to gamers of all ages and playstyles. However, I've personally been a major critic of Nintendo's online gameplay offerings on the Wii U. With online multiplayer being a standard feature this generation, Nintendo hasn't given players many online options in their games. Actually, for a long time, the only game I'd say was really worth playing online on Wii U was Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. With that said, I was extremely nervous about how the online would function in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. After the last entry in the series, Brawl on Wii, featured online mode that was simply unplayable, I feared the Wii U version would have the same fate. But to my surprise, the online modes were solid even on launch night. Sure, there is some lag here and there, but for how fast-paced this game is, it's truly a testament that Nintendo and the Wii U can do solid online play. Add to that the fact that Mario Kart 8 also has pretty flawless online play, and you can see that Nintendo is really turning things around in this arena. Let's move on to the argument against Nintendo that has existed since the Nintendo vs. Sega days, and that's the argument that Nintendo consoles are for kids, and mature gamers need to look elsewhere for their games. First, yeah, I'll agree that many of Nintendo's games consist of kid-friendly themes, but that doesn't make them any less enjoyable or challenging for adults. There's a charm to these games that is enjoyable no matter how old you are. And secondly, if you look at the major game releases this holiday season, the Wii U actually has one of the most mature games out there. Gratuitous violence, sex, gore, This and more awaits players in Bayonetta 2. While thematically being a far departure from other Nintendo games, it represents my Wii U argument perfectly. Stellar gameplay that features tight controls running at a smooth 60 frames per second, and a new online mode that has given me hours of more gameplay value. Not to mention the fact, if you missed Bayonetta 1, you don't have to worry because it comes included with the physical release of Bayonetta 2. And both games can be downloaded for the price of one full-price retail game on the eShop. Platinum Games, the developers of Bayonetta 2, have become one of those major Nintendo partners I mentioned earlier, and Wii U owners couldn't have asked for a better developer to team up with the Big N. Now yeah, 2014 was a big year for Nintendo with a lot of major exclusive releases, which may leave potential buyers wondering, does this mean we'll see a game drought next year? Hardly. If all goes according to plan, next year is shaping up to be just as good, if not better. Sure, there are going to be more of the popular Nintendo IP releases, like the long-awaited Legend of Zelda on Wii U, but I'd like to quickly talk about two releases that have the potential to be sleeper hits. One of the first major releases we'll see next year is Splatoon, a new shooter IP from Nintendo. That's right, I said it's a Nintendo IP and it's a shooter. While maybe not something gamers expected, it's a great combo, as I don't think any genre could use that Nintendo touch more than shooters. No gritty gray environments here, we're talking bright colors, and a unique gameplay style that has players battling with ink that can be used on each other or on the environment for quick traversal. It's been a while since I've seen a different shooter like this that I'm actually excited for, so I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this one. Lastly, there's Xenoblade Chronicles X. I've been waiting a long time for this game. The follow-up to the cult hit Xenoblade Chronicles on Wii. If you're unfamiliar with the series, let me just say this. Copies of the original Xenoblade Chronicles on Wii can easily snatch as much as $90 on eBay. Yeah, that's 90, as in a major markup in price since release. Xenoblade Chronicles was one of the best action JRPGs of the last generation, and Xenoblade Chronicles X looks to be shaping up as a solid successor. So that's most of my argument for the Wii U. It had a rocky start, but has been picking up the pace lately while improving on the areas it lacks in. There are a variety of games here for fans of all genres, and most of them can't be found on any other platform. Oh, and before I close, I know Super Smash Bros. Just came out, but can we please get some love for Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker? Toad starring in his own game has been a long time coming. The level design has already proven to be fun in Super Mario 3D World, and the game is only $40. I hope our mushroom friend gets some support this holiday, and beyond for those living in countries with the later release date. Finally, whatever video game purchases you decide to make this holiday season, whether on the Wii U or otherwise, the most important thing is that you enjoy them. As always, I'm John Zakari, and thanks for watching.